It's been several days since I did my last video. Since then, the metals have gone sideways down. It wasn't the worst day today, but sideways down otherwise in the last couple of trading days. Miners also. Today was a little positive overall. I'll get to that in a second. I always like to start off with the dollar. I think it's important to just cover the US dollar Japanese yen chart because, we've been moving up towards this 160 mark. We closed above it. And honestly, that looks like it just wants to keep going up. And I already covered this one saying, look, this is system breaking stuff. And I just stick with that analysis. This will just lead to chaos, in my opinion. So watch out for Japan overall. That could be a catalyst. Now, that has obviously helped the DXY move up. Still hasn't reached its little 106.5 level. I don't see why it won't today. Nice close. It should really make it whilst the USD Japanese yen keeps marching up. There's no real resistance. So maybe it will just keep going up until the DXY hits this 106.5. The euro US dollar will probably come back down to this level 106. So dollar should go up. Now, dollar hasn't really impacted gold for some time, a little bit obviously, but nowhere near as much as before, but still worth keeping an eye on. Yields just moving back up from their lows that they put in a few days ago. So you can see that across the board. We'll probably go a little higher, if I had to guess, just back to their last resistance. So for example, here, the 5-year, probably back to 4.5, the 10-year, probably back around here, just below 4.5, 30-year, you can see they've all got the same sort of chart. The 2-year, probably all the way back up here, 4.9-ish. Let's see, that should coincide with the DXY going back up because you can see there was a bit of a fake flush, at least on the 2-year, which is still the most important one for me. So you can see fake breakdown. It held quite well. So probably move back up with yields and the dollar. Now, gold and silver, let's check it out. In fact, the last video I did was when we closed above this descending. It's my favorite chart pattern, and that usually means you go back up. What happened here? Next day, all the way back down. In fact, back down more. You can see what happened there, which kind of means that was wrong. This was a false breakout. It happens, and it's almost as if this line didn't exist, or rather that the line does exist and these two candles can be ignored. It's still sort of trading within this descending. But you know what? Let's just get rid of it anyway. Where are we going? Well, we're kind of around support 2280, 2285-ish, 2280. This low down here, roughly, give or take $10. $10 at this range is absolutely nothing. So, we're still going to hold this level. Probably, maybe we should. Maybe we get a false breakdown because if the DXY goes up, right? If the dollar starts to move back up to its old 106.5 with the yen getting crushed even more, we'll probably see gold come down and might as well test this area. I'm looking for that fake flush. That would be a nice bullish reversal. Can we go down? Obviously, we can go down, of course, but I just feel like there'll be a bit of a fake breakdown, or at least one day where there's a fake breakdown. But remember, I don't mind gold going down. I do hold some gold physical, but I'm way, way more in the minus, and I'm very heavy in the minus, so I don't like to see them go down. Today wasn't really a down day, but for me, the best combination would be the metals down, the miners up. And when you got gold down pretty much 1% and the miners flat, to me, that's a good day. Silver also, let's just cover silver. Obviously, let's cover silver. So we lost the ascending support yesterday, right? Closed below. Was it a fake? Not really. We did continue to go down, but you can see some strength, a little. Not, no, it's not really strength, but just not too much weakness following this ascending close. I feel like this level is holding. Obviously, today it held, the low from down here. For me, I've always said ascending is the weakest chart pattern. But remember, we're in a bull market, bull everything for gold, silver, and the miners. And I feel like the dips, they'll be shallow and there'll be fake breakdowns. That's still what I think. So normally, let's say we close here just to confirm it should start coming all the way back down, maybe to 26. It's not going to happen. I really, maybe down to 28, you can see. I don't see it. I actually don't. Obviously, it can happen, but I feel like you'll have a shallow drop by that and then up we go. But I think we will have a nice move back up. I'll draw that when it comes. But silver, outperformed gold, you could say today. Look at SLV also down there. Nice green. It's also important to look at SLV because a lot of the ETFs are what moves the market during regular US hours. But SLV, you can see outperformed GLD. GLD is still holding. So for me, yes, we lost the ascending on silver, but maybe it's a false breakdown, right? I'm just looking for that confirmation. Maybe tomorrow where we move back down here and close green. Let's look at the miners. Miners were okay today, given what gold, especially gold, did down 1%. Well, we've got this new level here to watch for GDXJ, still holding. I like that candle. It looks good. It's a red day, but it's kind of like a greenish candle. SILJ, weaker, made new lows, but closed back within this area here. That's also quite bullish, a little bit bullish. So we're still holding this general area, right? This general area. Same goes for GDXJ, still holding this general area. What happens when we have that test of 2280 in gold? We'll probably be testing that area and holding it again. GDX still quite good. Look at that, never even tested it. Still holding. So miners, testing the recent lows, but not breaking down below. So it's not that bad. Let's get to the actual miners. Newmont, nowhere near these lows, still outperforming. I like it. Can it go down there? Yeah, it's still relatively strong, really. Quite strong, relatively speaking. So Newmont, no complaints, to be honest. Still holding this big move up from the nice positive earnings, I think it was. So yeah, still hasn't tested this area here. Very nice. Barrick Gold, beautiful candle, up 1 point something percent, higher close in the last 2-3 days. Hasn't tested this low yet. Very nice. Agnico Eagle, okay, it ventured low, but still didn't test that low. Nice candle. Look, green day when gold's down 1%. Nice. It's going to take out this descending soon. Any move up, we just got to close above here. But I'm not really covering the move up yet. I'm more covering the move down, given recent action. Pan American Silver, look at that strength, fake breakdown strength. Just like silver, this chart very similar to silver. The ascending support. Did we lose it? Well, we didn't. We didn't close below it, but we did in silver, and it doesn't seem to matter. I think there's that little just below support dip buying, and I expect some of that in gold if we hit 2280. Just gold takes out 2280, back up we go, and we close just within support, and then you get that reversal. So I'm still a little optimistic here. I still feel like we're gonna hold, and if we lose like immediate support, it'll be a fake out and bought. So Pan American Silver is a good example of that. SSRM, the one that it's very hard to read. Honestly, 450 is still support. I always found it quite hard, but I said 450 kind of holds this fake breakdown. Bam, trades below at some point, below 440. Bam, green, nice day. Now it's almost 460, close a higher day. So SSRM, I think you can consider the 450 a nice little buy zone, and it has come down quite a bit, and we're near the absolute lows. I know it works on its own dynamics, but SSRM not too bad. Wheaton still holding this level, still holding this level. It's quite a strong stock, this one. And it's, close to its all-time highs up here too. So still holding. And if we drop, then we've got support quite nearby. And honestly, think about it. If you have a flush, you test 51. Oh my God, how bad is that? And once the metals start coming back up, within 2 days, it's back up here. And Wheaton is very, very defensive. Like it's a defensive gold mine. It's a royalty, but I think this is fine. What, it was a red day, not the strongest stock. There is quite a few green ones we just covered, but fine, no problems there. Franco Nevada, again, look at that. Very nice, very nice. It's just been testing this descending. Very, very strong, right? Today was up just a little bit, but that's a great candle. So that's also one of the stronger ones, definitely. That's hasn't made a move, really. Compared to some of the others, it hasn't really made that much move. Maybe it's starting to outperform a new trend relative to its peers. Metalla, bit disappointing. Compared to all the other ones I've covered so far, this is okay, SSRM is pretty bad, but this one, bit disappointing. You'd expect it to be way higher. But there you go. That's OBI. I don't see any obvious support where it is now. I think the support is 270, but Maybe it should just, well, I should go back up here, but it did lose support, didn't it? 280. I I'm not planning to add, I'm not planning to sell. I'm just holding this. If I buy, it's going to be like down to 240, which is the absolute lows. That'd be really weird if it gets there. I think it should be a decent buy here, but I'm not buying this one. I'm just holding. In fact, I haven't traded these in a while. I mean, I've been away with kids, multiple birthday parties, all this stuff. So I haven't been covering the miners for 3, 4, 5 days, but I haven't got any plans to buy or sell, and I haven't traded anything for some time. Let's cover the silver stocks. First Majestic, gone lower, right? So not as strong as these gold miners I've just covered. But look, it's holding this little level here. So that's one of the trend lines I've drawn. It's pretty obvious why. It's like gap fill. It's also resistance from here. So it looks like we lost that $6. Where we go? We touched 580, right? I covered 580 before. We bounced. Green, it's still closed below 6. It would have been better to close above 6, but it should be strong support, and I think it is. 580 to 6, as the two lines suggest, this should be support. Imagine it goes lower. I mean, that'd be really weird to get First Majestic down to the 530s, which is where I see next support, but that's quite a way away. We just need gold and silver to, in my opinion, especially gold, fake flush, reversal candles back up. But we know what the DXY and yields might do. So, but maybe it doesn't have too much an effect on gold. Also silver. Obviously, we need silver to go back up for First Majestic to get its little catalyst to go back up. Right. Let's look at the other ones. Fortuna holding, still holding, just about. I think I can move this down a couple centimeters there. The low of the tails down here. Let's call it 480. That's your support on Fortuna. Let's get rid of this. That's null and void. Just holding now. If we go down another level, don't want to think that's possible, but it is. Then I guess well, 450, 440s, high 440s should be a level. That's quite a way away though. These next level moves down, they are still like, yeah, almost 10%. So that's quite a lot. I don't see that happening, but not the strongest chart, but still holding. Next one, Club Darlene, the one that did so well holding the ascending, lost it yesterday. Today, you could almost say it retested, maybe didn't fail, but it closed below. But I think at this point, we're going to have to delete the ascending and just, consider this area here as just choppy sideways, and hopefully just bullish consolidation before move higher. But CDE can't close above 6 and run without silver going up. But otherwise, decent day today. Yesterday was slightly disappointing, but understandable. It's just done so well to hold these highs. Still really, really strong compared to the others. Next one, Heckler. Yesterday, another one that sort of flushed and closed below price support. So a few of those silver stocks did that. Today, okay, sideways action. Still a red day. Where do I see next support? I've got it there. It's a rough one. It's because of these, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a few of them. They still got a bit of a move down before hitting support. I don't see any obvious support where it is, but there you go. It just sort of found its own little daily candle close today. It's got to get back above 5, though. That's the first step. This is now irrelevant. Yeah, Heckler. Okay, I mean, I bought that one, but I'm not all in full position. I've still got 2,000 instead of 4 for this one. So, but no, it'd be too close to my last buy. So I'd leave this until, honestly, I would leave this for a while. I don't see myself needing to buy any more silver stocks unless it's a big move down. At least have something to look forward to. Next one, EXK. Yesterday it was testing. I can see straight away this is now irrelevant. This is now irrelevant. Got to redefine the lines. Yeah, so yesterday it was testing its sort of prior support zone. I'd call it 350. I didn't flush it. We just traded below. But look at this ascending. That was a nice bounce zone. And now we've closed here above 350. So that's kind of, you know what? I'm going to remove this because the ascending is now playing its role. So that's what I'm looking at for EXK. That's your support. It's quite good. I mean, it's had a hell of a run, remember? So holding up here is still quite decent, all things considered. Mag Silver. Yeah, this is one that I was expecting to be a bit stronger. because it was relatively stronger than others. But look at this move down, lower lows, lower highs. Gradually, that's quite a move down though from its high. 18, 19, 20%. It's probably quite a few of them that have done the same thing. But still, we closed above this sort of 1150 zone. Let's call it 1150 now. I think this we can remove. That's okay. You've got this nice descending we could trade on the way up, but that's so tight. It'll probably take it out in one good day. This one should bounce. It's quite a big move, and it's quite obvious support here, 1150. So mag silver, I'd be pretty confident. Well, I'm holding anyway, but should do quite well from here. Next one will be Aris mining. Oh, interesting. I haven't looked at this one in a while. 370. Why have I got 370? Because of this. Yeah, I mean, and it's also got a bit of a spread, this one. Not the most liquid stock. So I think just, you're seeing it test its prior resistance to act as support. So 370, yeah, 370 should be support. And so far it is. It's also testing the prior low down here. So it makes sense that it's holding this sort of zone, or that it should continue to hold this zone. I am gold, that one, which reminded me of Fortuna because of its bad news and weakness. I feel like it's just holding up a bit better right now. So this one could soon, obviously you need the metals to assist, but it could start to move back up actually finally. A higher low there. So it didn't test this zone as so many have. You've got quite a few that have actually gone below, haven't they? Especially some of the silver ones. So this one a bit more optimistic. B2 gold. Again, this ascending, I expected it to be strong, especially if you had a little move lower, because we've got this what I think should be very strong support 250. Since testing that, still holding. Now the ascending is back in place, so I'm happy to have kept that line in. And again, it has not tested its prior low from here, this period, as quite a few have. So that one is doing okay, and it should. It's so cheap. Equinox, that one, I can get rid of this descending, a bit like the other chart there, that was a false breakdown straight away, but still hasn't tested this little range here. So that's also sort of higher low, if I can call it that. And I always thought this one here between 5 and 515, 520 should be a strong buy, and so far so good. Equinox looks good. Decent day today also. That, open at low of day, close at high of day. I like that. And finally, SBSW, which is not really a pure gold or silver stock. That one, bad day yesterday, just closed back above this zone over here today. This one, like I said, I'm just considering this entire area here one big range, so I'm not buying or selling anything when it's here. Maybe I'll trim when it gets up here. That's my very quick recap. Wasn't the best last couple of days, but actually quite constructive. The more days we get, the more of a chart pattern we can play with, so a bit more sort of to go with. And I don't mind gold and silver just trading sideways, even down, as long as the miners go sideways or up. It's actually my favorite scenario. You could have some day, like a day like today, where it was a bit flat, nothing special, not a lot of money made, not a lot of money lost, but still gold down 1%, some miners green. That's a good day. That can be better than a day where the miners are up 3-4% if gold is up 3%, for example, so it's like relative performance sometimes that should steal the spotlight. And I think today was a decent day. Yesterday wasn't. Last couple of trading days, okay, but there you go. I'm happy to hold. I'm not adding, not selling, I'm just holding. I've got a lot in for me to add because I'm running it's like 15% of my portfolio is cash at the moment. Normally it's like 50. So not happy to see, the momentum lost, but I'm not adding until we have a bit more of a drop, like a flush that I'm not expecting. Then I need something to look forward to, and that's, the deployment of extra cash. Probably going to Heckler just to fill that up, and then I'm fully allocated. Like there are no other miners I would want. So there you go. That's my first recap in a couple of days. Let's see what happens. That dollar, Japanese yen, though, got my eye on that. Yields also, how does it affect gold and silver? And gold, do we get to 2280? Do we do a fake flush and reverse? And how do the miners react? Let's see. The story continues.